Alright guys, as you can see behind me, we have I went ahead and just took a leap of faith and bought a plas table. I went with the 4x4 Eastwood with the cut 40. It came included with the plas, was the option that I got. So I'm gonna get it put together and see how this thing works. It came in this nice big wood crate. The plas and the torch head are on the way. It does come separate, as you can buy just the table by itself, but I went ahead and got the plas that goes with this. This is definitely going to be a learning curve for me. I've never done any of that type of stuff before, but as you can see behind me, if you follow the channel or anything, I have a vinyl business, signs, banners, graphics, embroidery, t-shirts, hella stickers behind me. Anyways, so I'm a little savvy. I already know how to do the design part of it, but I'm gonna have to learn how to create different types of files, and along the way I'm definitely gonna have to figure that out. I know that it takes like a DXF file or something, but again, I don't know anything about this. We're gonna learn together, and I haven't seen too many videos on this type of stuff, but I'm definitely gonna try to bring you along the way as we dive into putting this thing together. So one thing I am gonna add to this is that I don't see yet on any of the parts. If someone's watching from Eastwood or whatever, please start labeling your parts. None of them are labeled. So I mean, they are kind of like one of a kind, but it would be nice if the parts were labeled. Because there's 4 of the same thing over here. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, but you should just label the parts. They're labeled in the instruction manual, so I mean, to make it a little easier on the end user, you should label the parts. Little side note. But I also didn't show this. Is the main screen for it. This is the brain of this motherboard and stuff is in here. Torch head, and yeah. So as we're getting into this, the screws with the two screws in it is the bottom for the base, and the ones with the single are for the top. Alright, so now you see we got the base all together. One thing when you're putting this together, there is, the legs are different. I had to take the 2 apart that you saw in the beginning and flip them around, so the screws, the heads are sticking out, and this one with all the screws on it is like the main one. This is where the computer is going to come off of. This is the only one that's different from the rest of them. And then you come to this back side. See how the screws are still in here? This one, and this one were still in here. And this is the same thing on this side. There's 3. So I have it all just hand tight right now, but I'm gonna, you see that it's on 2 different pieces of concrete. I'm gonna push it onto one, and then I'm gonna get my level and square and tighten it all up and make sure that it is square, and then we're gonna be moving on to the next step. Also, it is very much easier when you have another set of hands. You saw 3 of us working on it. It even made it even easier. So thanks to the wife and Jesse for helping out so far. I'm gonna clean my lens off real quick. It was a little doity, but yeah, we're gonna be moving on to the next step, tightening this up real quick. Now's the perfect time, once you get it all tightened up and you got the base, to put the casters on. That way you can move it around if you have to. Then we can level it out even more from there. It does have nuts on here, but there is a, I want to say that that's an adjuster right there. Hopefully it is. But we'll get the casters on real quick and then go to the next step. There goes Dustin running away. Anyways, he helped out. Honestly, it was way easier to get a couple of hands in here to get these on here. Do not drop this piece. It's got the teeth on it. Just be gentle with it. Just have one guy hold this and 2 guys working each end. Made it go way smoother. As you can see, we are chugging right along on this. So we got most of the table together. We're gonna be coming back tomorrow to get the actual plas table itself put together so it can have all day long to dry. Definitely, again, have some help because it makes it go way faster. And we got the gantry moving around. The gearing is nice and tight on this thing. There's no play whatsoever. We'll be right back. So don't do like what I did and put the other stop on this side. Both of them go on the same side, which is where the stops are. So it goes one up front, one in the back. Don't do like me. Alright guys, it is the next day. We got the table put together. It does come with silicone, but we didn't use it. I'm just gonna try to do it with the seal, because there is a silicone seal that it comes with. So we got all the slats. So we got all the slats in. Sorry about that. So one thing that I wanted to show is when you, where's it at? When you put the sides on over here, you got to take that out, that screw out that's holding this side piece. This is why it's always good to have a buddy helping out. So you got to take that out to slide this over and then put that on. I had to take it out and do all that stuff. What else? I cannot wait to get this thing going. I gotta wait for the torch to show up, but we just got the table all set. I mean, we're done with the assembly process, but I'm gonna fill it with water, check for leaks. I highly recommend doing this before you buy cutting fluid or anything. That way you just don't waste it. And I mean, water, you can just fill it right back up and fix your leaks. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have any leaks. But wiring, super simple. It all plugs in one spot, doesn't go in another. We just got these leads for the plas still, but waiting on that. Should be here in 2 days. So hopefully we can get to cutting here soon. I do have an ancient air compressor that we're gonna try on it, but I'm gonna have to get another one. I've had it for like 8 years. It was a scratch and dent thing from Harbor Freight, so I think it's lived its life. But I think that's gonna do it for this video. Stay tuned for the next one once we get the plas cutter in and installed and we try to do some cuts. Just remember, dreams are only fantasy if you're not willing to put in the work. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.